Hey everybody, sorry we're late. Welcome to another R show. Tonight I have Gladys with me, and we're going to be talking about collections. Hence the collecting
Hello,
Pokemon.
everybody.
Oh. And as you can see, Gladys is not home. So Gladys,
Nope.
you want to tell everybody where you're at?
I am at the Cost Get Together in Maryland, in Carolyn Pritchett's house. She hosts this meetup party thing once a year, and this year I decided to come and see what it was all about. There's a bunch of Costies here. We have Raymond here. We have Carolyn herself is here. Cindy's here. Seabay's here. Who else is here? Robin is here. There's a bunch of us here, and tomorrow's the big party where I don't know, about 30 people are going to show up. It's a great opportunity to get together with fellow sellers and learn a lot. Today I was learning about Amazon FBA from Raymond. I was teaching Amanda from the Cost Group about affiliate marketing. So it's a vacation, but it's a learning vacation all at the same time.
And I'm sure they were all shocked when you said you had to go on YouTube.
Well, yeah, I told them I was doing a show, so everybody right now is in the living room so that we can because they're talking all loud and stuff.
Well, I wanted to do a quick shout out if people see you there because they came early. We got Garcia Hunter, we got Cad the Golden Finger, and we got Turtle Trader. We have Isabel, and Leisure Picker, Amelia, Dawn, the Crazy Card. So, what I want to do is into the eBay part of it. I told you I had tabs up for the Bonanza and Etsy. So I want to show them. I'm gonna show everybody what they're supposed to look like. They're more known for how they work it on eBay, so they had to work it, learn it differently.
Right.
But
and it's important to learn every site does things differently. Right for today, we're gonna talk about just because I haven't really played with like the Bonanza or the Etsy ones.
Alright, I'm sending it to everyone so they can let me know if you guys see it. I will do the quick switch over to this is the Etsy when you all just type in collection. If you notice, there's craft supplies, 78,191 items. So if I was to click that, then every item that had to do with craft supplies and tools and collections comes up. Whereas the Bonanza, they call it, instead of collections, they call it hand-picked list.
Right.
Which is, they shorten it to HPL. There's 15 items. Unless you want to get to the main page, postal, you'll get 20, then you have to get to 25. That's the list. You're considered to be on the home page. And what that does is somebody that signs in, before they even sign in, they're seeing your list on the front page for at least a week. So it's very hard. That's very hard to do. I had one when I was on Bonanza, but I didn't go do 25 items, and I didn't qualify for the front page. But I used it to try to get some activity going when I was mostly on Bonanza for a year. So with that, I will stop sharing. And you can tell us a little bit about the eBay collections a little bit before I start hitting you with some questions.
Sure. So the reason I'm a fan about the eBay collections is it's easy to use, it's free, and it's marketing for your store, for your items. They get crawled by Google's, and they're all indexed on Google. They can be found on Google, and it helps bring traffic from the search engines over to your collections, and from your collections over to your store. They're found on, you know, on the, what is it, right hand side of eBay search, and there's an entire page where that eBay has set up for all of the collections to live. So there, you know, and it's on the front page of eBay. So there's different areas within eBay where collections, you know, come up. And that's, collections is gaming the system. The more collections you have, the more you're gonna gain traffic from those different areas within eBay. So like for my Monopoly tokens, you know, I set some up and stuff. And so now when people are typing in, you know, in search, you know, Monopoly token, over on the right hand side towards the bottom, my collections come up. So they're right there. Anybody who's following those collections or following me is going to see that stuff over on the eBay homepage, just underneath the fold. Again, they're coming up on Google, so I'm getting a lot of traffic from the search engines, and you can take them and put them out on social media. But I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so I can get more detailed with this.
And just so everybody knows, Gladys had got an ask for me to get collections, my own collections going. So I have about 6 of them, 6 or 7 that I started.
That's good. You've been trying to pin every day to them?
I'm working on it. I'm working on a little bit of everything that you've asked me to do on a couple of days.
Okay.
And we have a question already from Chad Goldenfinger, since he does a lot of different items. He says, how can that help if I don't niche and sell many different things?
You know what? You can create collections by themes, you know, by product types. It doesn't have to be a niche per se. When you create a collection, let's say, let me see. Let's say you have records and you have dead tech type of stuff, because he sells a lot of dead tech, right? And I know he's sold some records, and you know, he has his off and on stuff that he sells, t-shirts and whatnot. You know, if there's a theme that he can think of, you know, he can do a collection for that particular theme, Christmas, Halloween, whatever, you know, or put all the dead tech into one and call it, you know, a geek's dream or something, you know, and he could put all his radios and whatnots in that collection. He can make one with all t-shirts, call it T-shirt heaven. He could put all his records, you know, and call it DJ spin that record or whatever. So there's different ways of creating collections. You just have to get creative, you know, and I'll try to cover some of that on here today.
Okay. So I was going to say, what you were saying was his records and the t-shirts, he can actually, if he had the right record with the right t-shirt, he can put a collection of fadings together with the shirt and record.
Yeah, like a Beatles t-shirt with a Beatles record, you know, anything that he has Beatle related, he could put all in the collection, you know, or anything blue, he could put all the blue stuff in there. It doesn't have to be the same type of item. You just have to get creative with what you can, you know, what you have. The whole point of a collection, which is what I want to show tonight, is gaming that system so that you come up in more search results.
Well,
all right, so this is where collections live. They live in your profile page, and you know, Google crawls this entire page. So all of these links that you see here, Google is seeing those. All of these titles, Google's seeing them. So we're going to go into where my collections are. All right, so these are all of my collections, and some of them are themed, and Some of them are not. Like right here for this one, you know, I have video games, but I don't just have video games. I have my Pokemon cards on there. And believe it or not, I sold out of these Pokemon cards because I pinned them on here. You know, and I have keychains and I have lanyards and stuff. You know, decals, T-shirts, accessories. You know, all kinds of things I put on here. All right, so let me show you my Spider-Man one. Did this one a few days ago, so it doesn't really have that many views, just 3 views. All right, the reason it only has 3 views is because it's missing something very important that I haven't had a chance to do, but it already has 1 follower. Because why? People like Spider-Man. So somebody did a search on eBay up here, you know, and found me that way. Because this right here indicates that these are only views from eBay and not from Google. So in order to get the Google results that you want, you go to edit. And for every collection, you can add a description to that collection. So right here, you get 800 characters of space. So you want to write something about your collection, and you want to make sure that you're using keywords about the type of stuff that you're pinning on here, you know. So you want to make sure you're adding, you know, that there's comic books in here. Talk about comic books. There's trading cards in here. So make sure you get those on there. There's Monopoly dice for the Spider-Man game, and the money, and, you know, all the various tokens and stuff. So those kinds of keywords of the stuff that you have on there is very important to put on there in that description. I'm going to show you my comic book one so that you can see what that looks like.
Yeah, and while you're doing that, we do have another couple other questions. Garage said he just got here, but can an item be in more than 1 collection? I think you'll hit on that later.
Yes, you can pin it to more than one collection. So this is one that I've done for my comic books, and you can see it has almost 1,000 views. And I didn't even use the whole 800 characters. And this little paragraph right here isn't even that great, but it's working because I have 953 views and I have 43 followers. That's what I'm looking for, is to gain those followers. Because every time that I pin something to this, these followers know about it. Why? Because this is eBay's homepage collection. You see all this here? This is stuff of people that I follow. There's collections on here. There's new listings that they created. You see it all right here. So this is free advertisement for your items on eBay's front page. So my comic book people, guys or girls, see my comic books every time that I list new ones or pin new ones to it. And every time I do that, what happens? I sell them. So that's one way that I'm taking advantage of that collection. You know, the other way is this whole thing right here, Google's crawling. So if there's somebody searching for some, you know, stuff about comic books and stuff, this collection is going to come up in search. And then from search, they come over to the collection, and then they, you know, Google's crawling all of these links and stuff. So this page actually ranks very well. And it actually really works because I have been selling comic books a lot lately. So that's, you know, this is the way you want to create a collection. I find that the title is not what eBay cares about. You can name it whatever. It really doesn't matter. It's pulling. This is what eBay is looking for. Like when you go to do a search, it's pulling these keywords from all the links of the stuff that you have listed on there. So don't worry too much about trying to come up with the perfect title. It doesn't matter when it comes to eBay.
Okay, we have a couple of questions.
Okay.
There's a couple from Golden Finger. He wants to know, is it any different than a store category?
For the title?
Well, I'm assuming it just means the whole thing about collections. Like if you put a store category, you put all your items in one category.
Okay, I think, yeah, I think I understand. You can do it by category. It doesn't have to be by category. The whole point of doing the collections is trying to come up for as many different search terms that somebody might, be searching for. So I have this one here, which is the comic books, and then I have the other one that I just did for the Spider-Man. So this one is more niched. The other one has more variety. And the reason I did that is, and I'm going to do it with the Batman and all the other ones, is because I want to come up not just for comic books. I also want to come up for Spider-Man, Batman, Wonder Woman, whoever. I want to come up for specific keywords, because the more keywords you come up, search terms that you use to come up for, the better.
And his
So,
next question that he had was, when something sells, does it come out?
when something sells, it'll say end it. It does not come out. I don't feel a need to go in there and delete them, because it's still getting crawled by Google. It's still bringing in traffic, based on that link here. See how it says end it? So that one's ended. You can hit replace, but it's going to bring up other sellers, and I don't want to do that. So I just leave it as ended. The other thing that's good about collections is, if you, like, this is ended, but if I click on it, it takes me to the listing. It keeps a copy of your listing forever. So if I had another one of these, I could just go into my collection, pull it up, and relist it just from here. I don't have to recreate a brand new listing. A shortcut to do. The other thing with collections, you can only pin 200 items to it. Go back. You can only pin 200 items to it, and this is how I started really playing with this, was because since there is a limit for my tokens, I had one, here it is, called Your Move. And this is a fairly recent one, so it doesn't have a lot of followers and stuff, but it has decent views for a collection that's pretty new. I ran out of space because I have more than 200 tokens in my store. So what I did was I started breaking it down. So now I have Disney, The Simpsons, Sorry, Harry Potter, Scrabble, the Star Wars ones, because I'm trying to come up for as many different search terms. I have Battleship, Mousetrap, Clue, Cranium. So anytime that somebody's typing in for game pieces, I'm going to come up. Most of my collections are going to come up in that site. I think there's like 4 or 5 that they show on the right-hand side. And there are times where those 4 or 5 is all of my collections. Whether it's, like, let's say, well, let me see if I can pull it up. It's not going to pull it up all the time, but let me try. All right, so I just used, generic terms, monopoly token. I didn't specify which ones. And if you come down here, you're going to start seeing collections. So none of these right now are mine, but this one is mine. It's mine. Disney is mine. So right now I have 3 showing up just for the search term monopoly token. That's all I wrote. And I have 3 collections. So this is what I'm talking about, dominating this portion of the eBay search page, because believe it or not, people click on this from search. So right now they're seeing this one, and this one. So for 4th quarter, everybody should be doing collections and trying to niche it, and break it down as much as you possibly can, come up more times than your competition. And I'm telling you right now, there's not a lot of people who are using collections. And if they are using it, they're not using it the right way. They're creating collections that don't have the writing on the, the little description on the side. This is a brand new one too, because I'm working on them. But if you do that little snippet on the left hand side here, you're going to get crawled by Google, and that's what's going to get you ranked higher. And that's what's going to get you the most followers. So yeah, you want to make sure that you have this little snippet here. You can use the 800 characters, or you can go, you know, lower than that. Mine's haven't reached that point yet. I'm still learning and working it. But I do make sure that I have, you know, keywords. I didn't do a great job with this one either, but it still got me almost 300 views and 1 follower right now. If I really work on this better, to make it a little bit more Google friendly and more keyword rich, I know I'm going to get, you know, better traffic. The other thing about collections is that you can share them. Now, none of my collections, I've never shared them on social media. So I've never pushed them out to any of these social sites. So the views that you're seeing here is solely from eBay and from the search engines like Google and Bing and all them. If I, you know, if I put them over to the social media sites, obviously I'm going to get more views and more followers. I haven't gotten to that point yet because right now I'm busy trying to create and break it down as much as I can, so that when fourth quarter comes, I'm dominating that page, you know. The other thing about collections is that eBay has this whole page that's dedicated to where all of the collections live. This page gets a ton of traffic. So if we go over here, and just type in Monopoly token. Oh, go back. Which collection? Oops.
Well, while you're doing that, we have another question from Chad.
Hmm?
He wants to know, how can you verify a sale from collections feature?
In the old eBay traffic reports, you can see where they were coming from. In the new traffic reports, you can't see it. I could tell you right now, Chad, with 100% certainty that it does work. You know, like take the comic books and the tokens. There were several things that I used to get sales, but every time I pinned new items to these collections, I would sell the things that I was pinning, you know, within that day or the next day. So there's too much, it's, you know, people say, well, it's a coincidence. No, it's not. It actually works. I wish I still had the old screenshots showing the reports, you know, where it showed you the path of what the buyer took to get to buy your item. I don't. Otherwise I'd share it here tonight. But, you know, for the search term Monopoly token, here's my collection right here. Keep going down. There I am right there. Keep going down. My computer's a little slow. Old school, again, I put in Monopoly token, and what comes up? Video games. I have no tokens in there, but hey, I don't care. As long as I'm coming up. And oh, come on, computer, keep up. And it looks like that's it for that one. And every time you go in here, it's going to show you different results. Last time I had all of my collections coming up on here, but like I said, I'm trying to work on that snippet that I need to do the descriptions for them. And I know that, you know, it'll work better once I have that. If I put in, let's say,
I don't know if you're willing to do this or if you have the time, but Yard Sale Hunter wanted to know if you can show us the steps to create a collection.
Absolutely. Oh Lord. Scroll past. Scroll past. Sorry about that, Chris. I didn't know that was going to come up. Oh, geez.
I don't get the question anyway.
Let's get out of that one real quick. All right. So to create a collection, Let's go Monopoly tokens. Any item, your items, or anywhere on, in search, whatever. This is the item here. It says add to collection. So you just click on add to collection. If this is the first time you've ever done collections, you're not going to have titles. So yours is going to say title. So we're just going to say this right here. You don't need to enter. I never enter that right there. So just add. And now it's in that collection. So if I go into that collection, this is what it looks like. You want to hit edit, hit add collection description. That's where you add your little, your paragraph with all your keywords of the type of items that can be found in there. You can add a picture or a video up here in this header to make it look, more professional or whatever. And then you just hit done editing and you're done. That's how you create a collection. Now, when I do collections, I only pin my stuff.
Now,
because I'm greedy that way.
If you had friends that you sell the same stuff or whatever, you might want to help, like pinning some of their stuff might help them. And then they do collections, their stuff, if they do it right, they can help you.
Yes, you can do that. The reason I only pin my stuff is because, not everybody's going to work as hard as I work to try and gain traffic to my store. So why should I give somebody else my hard work and my traffic? So therefore, I only pin my stuff. But, if eBay or Cindy or Charlie, started selling tokens, yeah, I know them. I know that they work just as hard as I do. And sure, I'll go ahead and pin their stuff to my collections.
We got another comment from Chad, and I think I can answer this one. Not necessarily as confident as you, but he said someone had to follow you to get notified that you added to the collection. The only thing they follow is when they follow the collection, they don't necessarily have to follow you.
Right, exactly. They can follow the collection or they can follow you. Either way, they'll see it in eBay's homepage.
And the other hunter wanted to know, can you add to the collection in bulk?
No, it's listing by listing, unfortunately.
But it doesn't take that long once you get your title set
up.
No,
you know what? Once I list the item, I go straight and I pin it straight to the collection. It's, it takes a few seconds, really. As soon as you finish listing, just go back into the listing and put it into a collection. And just like Pinterest, you want to make sure that you're pinning stuff to it on a daily basis.
Okay. You got to try explaining it again because Chad, I think I'm over. He said, so one more time. How would they initially find your collection?
Okay.
Google, Chad.
All right. So in order to find your collection, you have to have a collection, obviously. So if they're going to search an eBay search and they're searching Monopoly token and they're over here, going through all of these listings, and then all of a sudden, as soon as this populates, come on, eBay.
I can think, where are those questions?
There you go. They're going to start seeing these right here, which are collections. And this actually works. This actually gets a lot of traffic. So then, they start seeing my collections there. They're going to, click on it to see what's in it. They go in it. And if they like the type of stuff that I've pinned on here, then they'll go ahead and follow this collection. Mine says edit, but on your end, it should say follow. And every time I pin to this now, because they're following me, when they go to, they either find this page, which is where all the collections live, or they go to the eBay homepage. And you see how it says 40 collections? I'm following 40 collections. So I'm going to see people that I follow on here. And some of these are collections, and some of these are stuff that they just listed. Let me see if I can find a collection here. Yep. So this is a listing. That's a listing. Let's see, where are my people's at? Let's see if I can find one. Here, traveling around eBay. This is a collection right there. Nope. 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 You see how I don't see very many of them? Because people aren't using them. And this is prime real estate right here inside of eBay's front page.
Well, I'm going to work on mine. I don't think I did the edit part yet. I did the title and everything, but I just don't remember putting the edit, little snippet in. But
yeah, the people I'm following aren't really doing. Here goes one. Here's another one. Love New York. That's a collection right there. So this is eBay's homepage, and it gets crawled by Google. Prime real estate right there on eBay's homepage.
We have a couple of questions. One is from Tanya, pretty treasure. She says, question, you said to pin on a daily basis. Does that help boost results to find you with Pinterest too?
It doesn't boost your search within eBay, but you'll come up on that, right-hand side for that search term if you have a collection. So if your item is not coming up on that first page of eBay search, you might be coming up as a collection. So that helps get you, traffic. So if you're on page 3 for a particular, item, if you do a collection, now you have that gives you an edge over your competition.
What happened to the moose traps?
We get another question from Yurtsi Hunter, but I'll answer it for you. He says, don't know if you already said this or not, but does the item get taken out of the collection if it sells? No, it does not.
Right, it does not. It'll say end it. I will show that again. Okay. Where is it at? Here it is. See how it says end it? That means I sold it. But I want to keep it in there because it's going to keep this listing for me forever. So if I come across, another one of these comic books, all I have to do is go in here and relist it from there, and it saves me time. So it keeps your, that listing forever.
Okay, we have another question from Chad, who says, was this the original methodology when eBay implemented collection? I'm thinking, was that what they were expecting you to do with it?
No, it was not. What eBay wanted us to do with it is to, find stuff that we love on eBay from different, people, whatever. It was mostly meant for buyers, but as a seller, you can take advantage of it, to help you gain that traffic from eBay search, from the home page, from the profile page, and from the eBay collections page. The more collections you have, the more different search terms that you can come up with, the better results you're going to get as far as traffic. And of course, we know that the more traffic you get, the more sales you're going to get.
And we have a couple more questions. One is from Garage Flips. He wants to know, are there metrics that show where, I think Chad asked this question already, but are there metrics that show where visitors to a listing are coming from? I know that there used to be something like that, but I never used it.
Yeah, there used to be, but now with the new traffic reports, it's very limited. I did talk to the eBay store team that was in charge of that and did ask for them to bring that back because that's useful information. And it did show, you know, that collections were working. And I knew they were working because the stuff that I was pinning, you know, when I first started with collections, I would pin, you know, off and on. I wouldn't pin the popular stuff because I wanted to see if it really worked. And every time that I would pin to it, I would get sales. You know, when it came to my comic books, I was buried in search because there were so many damn comic books. But none of my competitors were using collections. So I did a collection for the comic books. And now when they, you know, they're searching for comic books, that collection of mine comes up in that, you know, search results under the collections on the right hand side. So it's gaining me traffic. I know it's gaining me traffic because I have almost 1,000 followers, and I have 1,000 views, and I have what, 43 followers for that one collection. So they are seeing them.
Okay, and we have another question from let's see. Harley Woman Dawn wants to know, can you add an item that has ended to the collection?
No, there's no way to do that.
So you can't go back into your old and
No,
unsold.
because there's no, the buttons. No, the buttons aren't there anymore.
Okay, so,
And
so your active listing already in order for
it has to be active. See how there's no more buttons of any kind. There's no add to collection. There's no nothing. So it has to be an active listing. And you want to make sure that when you're pinning to these collections that your listings are good till canceled. Because if you're constantly relisting them every 30 days, you're going to have to be repinning them every 30 days. I'm not a fan of double work. And I've said it before on this show and on my show and on every other show. You need to start doing good till cancel listings, because that whole 30-day thing is not working for you.
Yeah, more the good till cancel helps more with Google, whereas
Right.
30 days helps with eBay.
Yes and no. Yes and no. I know people think for whatever reason that, you know, go to cancel listings sync in search. That's not true.
That's a lie.
If that were the case, I would never sell anything because I've been doing good till cancel listings since day one.
Oh, I meant by there's certain people that like to say that the 30-day listings help on the eBay search compared to the Google search.
Yeah, that's not true.
Well, we had another question. The artist hunter wanted to know, how would you remove that ended item from a collection?
Okay, so you have to, let me see if I remember how to do that. I think you have to go into edit collection. Yep, you got to go into edit. And then you're going to get this little drop down arrow. And then you can remove the item. Again, I wouldn't do that because this is actually, that link is actually helping you when it comes to Google.
And
So leave it on there. It doesn't hurt anything. It's actually helping you.
okay, and then we have another question. Well, Golden Finger wants to know, can you show how a Google search will link to an eBay collection?
That might be a little hard because, you know, Google tends to show you the type of things that you're constantly searching for. Comic. And I don't search for comic books on Google. Let me see. Nope. Okay, let's say. Heroes versus villains. And probably I'm gonna get a bunch of YouTube. Yeah, see, I'm gonna get a bunch of games in YouTube because my little one, that's what she searches. So it's not gonna show me that. But I will show you that it does come up in search results. So there's the collection right there. So anybody who's constantly searching, for those terms, they're gonna see it. Because just like eBay, it's gonna show you the kind of stuff that you're constantly searching for.
Okay, I'm gonna see if there's Swamp Picker. I don't know. This is kind of what you tried showing it at the beginning, but he wants to know: do you have a video on all this step by step?
Not currently. I am working on creating some how-to videos.
So if you have already submitted sub to Gladys, you should see them when she posts them. And her link is below, along with a couple of other links. Not all for her. Okay, I'm gonna see if there's any more questions. I'm not seeing anything else, so if you want to stop your sharing, and
Sure.
about 15 minutes, so that's before the hour of the show is up.
Where's my stop sharing? There it is. Cool.
Okay, yeah.
Any more questions?
Yeah, Chad was still looking for the, I guess either you or somebody said somewhere that the collections would be found through Google. That's why he was asking for the search for it that way, so you can see how it works.
The buyer has to be into that kind of stuff. Like, I did, heroes, comic book stuff, and I was getting YouTube stuff and video game stuff because that's, on this computer, that's what my kid searches. So obviously the results that Google's going to show me are those types of results. For a buyer, if they're constantly searching for comic books and buying comic books, obviously that collection is going to pop up for them.
Okay, before I actually, do I do one more share? Because I knew somebody was going to ask, but because of my title, Chad asked, what about PokemonGO?
Okay, what about PokemonGO?
Why don't you do a PokemonGO search and see if anything comes up for a collection of Pokemon stuff?
Oh, okay. Let me go see if I can do that.
Besides your stuff.
Let me share. All right, so we're gonna go right here and do. So anything with Pokemon is gonna come up, because it's searching the links. It's not searching the titles. So remember, the titles don't matter when it comes to eBay. It's searching the keyword Pokemon from the links in these collections. But for Google, this title does matter, but not for inside of eBay. So a gamer who's constantly searching for Pokemon stuff on Google, Google's going to show them all of these, collections. And the collections with the most stuff, the ones that get pinned to the most, are going to be the ones that rank the highest because there's always activity. I noticed that what eBay wants to see when it comes to your store is how much activity your store is having, whether you're shipping, whether you're pinning to collections, whether you're creating a sale or a promotions or markdown manager. that counts as activity. The more activity that your store has, the better your sales and your traffic is going to be. For some reason that, eBay doesn't like the stores that are stagnant and, sellers that just throw a bunch of stuff up there in one day and then don't do anything with it for another, month or two. You constantly have to be working your store, just like a retail store. Every retail store throws sales every day, every week. There's manager specials, there's clearance specials. They run different promotions. They run different advertising. So this is basically free advertising for your stores. So when it comes to the fourth quarter, what I'm telling my viewers and my followers in my Kama Club group is I'm teaching them to use collections. So when it comes to fourth quarter, they're dominating that most of eBay isn't using, and if they are using, they're not using it to the full advantage. And I've already had sellers who are creating the collections and seeing results from that. They're starting to get sales, on stuff that wasn't popular before, but now because they're coming up in more search results and on different areas of eBay, they're getting that traffic and they're actually selling stuff.
Okay, I think you showed this earlier, but I think this person came in a little later. Future Apple wanted to know how you got there to the Explorer collections.
How did I get to Explore collections?
Yes.
Oh, if you go, let me go back. Come on. All right, so this is where all my collections are. If you go right here, it's clickable. It says collections. Just click it. And this is where all of the collections live. And people can search by, all the ones that are trending, which is all the popular ones, or they could break it down by category. Or they can do, keyword search right here.
Okay, and I saw a question from Chris Piles he's asking about the promoted listings. Gladys and I did a show on promoted listings about a month ago, I want to say. So if you go back into my playlist or into my videos, you should find it. And we talked about promoted listings and how to work them there.
It's really idiot.
Yeah, I definitely, I'm an advocate of using all the tools that eBay gives you with your store. I've played with collections and learned how to use them to my advantage. I've played with the promotions manager. I've played with the promoted listings. I've played with the markdown manager. These are all tools that are meant to drive traffic to your store. So if you're not using them, you're not gaining that traffic.
Guys, we're getting reports that people cannot see you.
Hold on.
They said they're getting a black screen.
Uh-oh. Can they see me now? I stopped sharing.
Hold on. I see you, so.
I see you and I see me, so I don't know.
I'm seeing. Okay, now they're seeing your one says your. Now they see you. So maybe it was sitting on your.
No, I was sitting on a collection.
Maybe it was. Okay. I'm here, Chicago. I was just sharing on hers that way. And Ted had another question, and before I ask it, he wanted to say, for your information, not trying to be difficult tonight, just asking the hard questions.
Oh, Chad, ask away. Absolutely. I'm not afraid of the hard questions. Yeah, and I wish that eBay had the traffic report so that I can show you exactly how much traffic is coming from the collections.
Okay, I saw another question somewhere from Chad. That's why I went. Let's see. Besides them all saying that they're missing secret at one point. Okay, on these huge collections, how many completed listings that weren't taken off to find an active to buy, do the active show up first?
I'm sorry, repeat that again?
On these huge collections, how many completed listings that weren't taken off to find an active to buy, do the active show up first? Like you know how you guys.
Yeah, the active ones show up first as long as you're pinning, you know, new stuff to it all the time. Because it's gonna push down the, you know, the older stuff.
Okay, wait a minute. Oh, they said that they said they're saying that they missed the explanation of where you were showing where to list your collections.
Where to list my collections? I'm not understanding what they mean by that. The collections live in your profile page. If you click on your username, it's going to take you to your profile page. And that's where you're going to find your collections. To create a collection, you got to go into a listing, and under the buy button, right under the, you know, add this item to the watch list, you're going to see a star and it says add to collection. So you click on that, and then that's how you create a collection. So, and in order to keep putting stuff into it, you got to go item by item by item.
Yeah, Leisure Picker made a comment, and Cheryl Ann responded saying, he says, hopefully eBay doesn't charge you more for having collections. And she responded with, collections are free and great if you don't have a store, you can use collections as your storefront.
So you need you to search his pockets?
Sort of. I mean, you don't need a store to use collections. I'm an advocate of having an eBay store just because of the other tools that it gives you.
Okay. Garcia said, another question. I'm not sure if you said this already. Can an item be in more than one listing? If you mean collection yard sale, yes.
Yes.
So you can put the same 5 different things in the same 5 different
right.
collections.
Like for Spider-Man, you know, I have Spider-Man tokens in the Spider-Man collection, and then I have the tokens in the Monopoly collection, and then I have it in the collection where all of the tokens are in.
Okay. Future Apple said the screen was blank. We did not see how to get to explore collections.
Okay.
That's when I
back.
went black. You were. You couldn't see you.
All right. Can you see my screen now?
I see. I'm gonna see if everybody. Can everybody see her screen right now? Say. We can make sure you get to see what she's talking about.
Yes.
Well, I haven't seen a yes yet. So I've seen a comment from Cheryl Ann says that if you are on the front page of your collections, you can advertise that page, and it will bring customers to a list of all your collections. Okay, now there's.
Yep. This is the. Okay, so this is the profile page. If you click on your ID, it's going to take you to your profile page. So this is my profile page. And right here is where you're going to start seeing collections. So you go into see all collections. Up here where it says collections, you click on that, and it takes you to a page of all of the collections on eBay. You can also Google eBay collections, and it'll give you the link for it. And you can get to it from eBay's homepage as well. But that's the easiest way that I get to it, is just going to my my collections.
Oh, we got about 3 minutes or so left. Anybody has any more questions? And guys, I want to thank you for agreeing to do this. Considering last week you weren't feeling well, I hope everything went well with you. I told everybody you were in the hospital last week.
Yeah, I had an allergic. Not a good. Well, you know what? I don't even think it was an allergic reaction. They upped one of my medications, and I think it was just too much for my system, and I was actually feeling like I had an allergic reaction. Like I was bent over on the toilet the whole night, shaking. I just was not well. So, you know, I ended up having to go to the ER because I was dehydrating already. I couldn't even sip on water. I have the bruises to prove it too. You see that they put the IV right there. I'm all black and blue.
Okay, you can take off your screen share if you want. And I saw one. Let's see. Okay, Garage Flips asked this question. We basically already covered it, but he said, "Do you ever add popular items from other sellers to draw people into your collection?"
No, yes and no. The only one that I used other people's items was for Harry Potter. And the reason I did that was because the book just came out, the new book, on July 31st, and I had Harry Potter tokens. So in order to come up in the Google search results for the Harry Potter book, which I wasn't listing, so I wasn't selling, but I wanted to come up in that Google search, I went into eBay, typed in, you know, Harry Potter, found the new book, and added that listing to my collection for the Harry Potter. It's all about gaining the system to your advantage. As far as, you know, everyday stuff, I don't necessarily pin anybody else's stuff. I pin my stuff. You know, if I started doing patterns, you know, and I know Chris sells patterns, I'm gonna go in there and pin some of, you know, Chris's stuff. Why? Because I know Chris, he's a nice guy. I know he's, you know, he'll return the favor. And I know Chris works hard, you know, for his eBay business. The same thing with Chad. If I had, you know, albums and I saw Chad had some albums, I'd put Chad on there, no problem. But as far as general eBay, no. I work way too hard to try and bring other sellers traffic. So I try to game the system for my benefit. But there are groups, you know, on Facebook that do that, where they create these collections and they all pin stuff from each other's, you know, to it. So you could definitely, you know, start one of those.
You didn't see the picture?
Yeah, it says, for your information, I don't sell records.
Well, you know what? It's because I remember the damn Beatle record. Every time I think of the Beatles, I think of Chad. When I think of Chad, I think of the Beatles.
And you do sell record t-shirts there, Chad. So, but I want to thank everybody for watching, and I want to thank you guys for being on. Sunday night, we're gonna have a little special show, not necessarily special per se, but Mothership Products is gonna be on with me and Rebecca, because it is gonna be my 150th video.
Woohoo!
Considering I had computer issues and everything else, I probably would be a lot higher than by now, but still, for consistency, to have 150 videos is pretty high, for at least for me to think about. I know there's a lot of people that have a lot more out there, so, but
I have a lot less.
And there's going to be an announcement on that night about starting next Wednesday, so you got to pay attention and come to the show to find out what that is. So,
well, thank you for having me. Chad, thank you for asking the hard questions.
and I am not going to be doing an after show tonight because I know Glass is not home, so she can't just sit around and BS with us when there's a whole bunch of people that BS at where she's at. So
No, I actually have to get back to my FBA class over here. I got Mr. Raymond teaching me step by step on how to create an FBA shipment. So,
all right, well, thanks again, Gladys, for being here, and I will talk to you during the week and hope you get home safe.
thank you, Chris, and thank you for having me. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody. Talk to you later.